Hello and welcome to the next agrirouter Connect event. To all farmers, welcome dear contractors, agricultural machinery manufacturers, and to you, smart farming fans. Good to have you with us. This is your easy entry into digital agriculture, and today we want to talk about variable crop protection application with Amazon UX01. And I am pleased to welcome today, in addition to DKE Data, with Johannes Sonn and also the manufacturer Amazon, represented by Gregor Benzmann as product manager. Hello. And further, we have Caspar von Hammerstein from Xarvio Digital Farming Solutions with us. Hello. So, gentlemen, welcome in the studio. Networking along the whole agricultural value chain. And in this context, we want to explain the agrirouter, a manufacturer-neutral data exchange platform. So be excited. And today you also got the opportunity to ask your questions in our public chat. So just feel free to ask your questions in the chat provided by YouTube. Your questions will be answered in the background and promised everyone is getting a reply. Lastly, please sign in for our smart farming newsletter. Just scan the QR code with your mobile phone, and until the end of July, you've got the chance to win an Amazon Connect package from Amazon and a xarvio Field Manager Premium license to lay the foundation for your digitized farm. Great, isn't it? By the way, our smart farming news are published once a month. Don't miss our interesting information about the agrirouter and all about smart farming. So, best of luck, our fingers are crossed, and in advance, thank you for your great prizes and giveaways. Let's start. First of all, I want to talk to Johannes. So please, could you introduce yourself and tell me more about your company called DKE Data?
Yeah, so my name is Johannes Sonn. I work for the company DKE Data. We are located in Osnabrück. So we are the company behind the agrirouter. So the company is an open initiative of actually machinery manufacturers, agriculture machinery manufacturers. And we see here on the screen 27 brands that are actually included in our agrirouter world. And this initiative is open, so every new or every additional manufacturer of agriculture machinery can join. And then the group will grow, and I can tell you this year the group will grow. And the DK Data is has developed with the machinery manufacturers together the so-called cross-manufacturer solution for data exchange, so our agrirouter. And the agrirouter is therefore to connect machines and different softwares the farmer has in use. So yeah, this is DKE behind.
All right. So before going into detail, could you explain us what's behind the agrirouter and actually what's your goal?
Yeah, the goal of the DKE Data is to bring to the market a so-called cross-manufacturer solution for exchange data, and not only between machines and software, so along the whole value chain. This is our goal, that the farmer has the possibility, we see that here on the screen now, to exchange data between all process elements. And we see also here the name data logistic, because we from DKE Data say, now we started with data transportation, but in the future there are some more elements necessary that all participants along this value chain have a high compatibility to exchange data in between all of them. So, we will open the doors in the future. I think that also much other companies can join our initiative, because our big goal is that the farmer can use the agrirouter in the background to exchange data between all process elements, because he needs to optimize his process day by day, because he needs to become better to optimize his process. So the agrirouter should help him in the background to do so.
Well, I'm asking myself, in what way is it possible to use the agrirouter internationally? And if so, in which countries?
Yeah, so the agrirouter is a web-based software, so you can open that from every computer you have. So it's web-based, you need a browser for that. And then depending on your browser language, the agrirouter opens in different languages. So we have actually included the language English, German, French, and Russian. And the next language we will integrate will be Italian, because actually in in Italian, the government gives subsidy for the farmers for bringing precision equipment to the farm, starting with precision farming, and therefore the agrirouter is a good solution to be the basis to build up their smart farming digitalization on their farms, and therefore we'll integrate Italian. And if other markets are asking for additional languages, then we will add it. So it can be used worldwide. It's no geo-blogging, and the languages I just explained can be used.
So good. At this point, I want to include Amazon. So, Gregor, you as an agricultural machinery manufacturer, why did you decide to be a part of the agrirouter?
Yeah, so we decide to be a part of this initiative, or basically we are also a founder because we are a shareholder, because we really like the open and manufacturer independent approach of the agrirouter. Nowadays, farmers can have different machines on their farm, and they decide which combination is the best for his farming process. And today also we have more and more farm management systems, so software-based solutions to manage the farm, and also the farmer is free of choose the right one for him. So we see on the market at the moment that we have different brands, different software options for the farmers, and to bring everything together, the agrirouter is a good solution, because we as a pure implement manufacturer, we don't know which tractor or which software is connected to our machine, and this is the main big benefit of the agrirouter, and that is why we support it.
Okay, I understand. And how can your machines get connected to the agrirouter?
That's very easy. All our isobus machines can be easily connected via the isobus terminal Amatron 4, and with a little connection in between. We see it also on the slide with the My Agrirouter app, and with this chain it's easily to transfer data to the machine and also the way back.
Okay, so as we've heard, the connection is made via the app. How does it work, and what are the requirements for this?
Yeah, so the requirements, that's very simple. So first of all, you need our terminal, the Amatron 4 isobus terminal. This terminal need to be equipped with the Amatron Connect package. This package consists out of a little Wi-Fi adapter, which we can plug in the backside in the USB slot, and it's also consists out of a license. This must be on the terminal. With this license, the farmer is able to transfer data from the terminal to the app and vice versa. And what is also possible with this license, that the farmer can use the Amatron Twin app. It's a second app, so it's also included beside the agrirouter app. And this is a very easy and smart display extension of our Amatron 4. So when farmers need more screen, they can then use the app on a tablet, iOS or Android tablet, and then they can extend the display of the Amatron 4 and have a better overview over all the machines and also the field view of the application map, for example.
So we've seen in our past events that a lot of manufacturers use or go directly via the terminal when connecting. Why did you choose this way?
Exactly, that's a little special about our way. We choose the smartphone application, My Agrirouter app, because we think smartphone is nowadays wider spread everywhere. It's very easy to use. It's a two-click solution, and we do not put much more settings into the terminal. So we keep our intuitive terminal quite clean. And another big benefit is that we do not send the jobs or the application maps directly to the machine, to the terminal. We send it to the smartphone. So the drivers can receive the job everywhere because it is in his pocket on his phone. So when there's no internet connection on the field, he can receive it early in the morning when he's on the farm because his smartphone has a connection, or when he's driving through a town. So that is very easy. It's much more flexible to have it on a smartphone. It's machine independent, and this is the special thing why we go via the app.
Okay, I understand. So to sum up, there are a lot of advantages with this app, and I guess it's a good opportunity to remind you of our giveaways. You can win an Amatron Connect license and a premium license for the xarvio Field Manager. We'll get to know later on. Just scan the QR code with your mobile phone and sign up for our smart farming newsletter. So fingers are crossed. Good luck for this. And now it's time for our today's use case. The variable crop protection application. We've heard about variable sowing and fertilizing at our last events. And I want to know from Gregor, why is a site-specific application of crop protection products also relevant?
Yeah, you already mentioned, we know it from seeding and fertilizing. There it's wider spread. In the crop protection business, it's quite new, but it's coming also more to the market because it's the same topic. We have different fields on the farms and they have different soil types, the farmers, and not all plants are equal. They have special needs, and in some areas on the fields you need to treat them more, and in some areas you need to treat them less. And so we think it's also possible to adapt it to this business because the machines are also able to variable the rate, can do site-specific treatments, and for the farmer the benefit is mainly that he can also reduce his resources and he can also do something for the environment, and the fields are then more equal and the best growth factors are then for the plants on place.
Okay, so for me this sounds like a really good way to reduce the use of plant protection products, which is also a goal of politics. But could you please go more in detail and be concrete? How such a use case look like in combination with the agrirouter?
Of course. So when we talk about crop protection, there's the chance to do variable application about fertilizers, for instance, but also more and more about growth regulators or fungicides. And for this, the farmers, they need a software, for example, xarvio, we will hear later something about it, to create an application map to change the rates of, for example, fungicides. And this map can then be sent via the agrirouter easily to the terminal, and after the job is done, it can also send back to a farm management system or in the future also to xarvio to have a closed chain.
So far for the theory. Now let's see how it works with Amazon Technologies and the xarvio Field Manager.
My name is Heiner Müller. I run the family business here, the Sinnstädter Hof, which is located in the Rhineland in Germany. More precisely in Rommerskirchen. It's located between Aachen and Cologne. We run an arable farm here with a focus on industrial potato cultivation for the production of French fries and chips. We also cultivate cereals, winter wheat, sugar beet, winter rape and carrots. xarvio helps me to carry out plant protection and fertilization tasks in a targeted and precise manner for my large number of fields and crops. When I open up the program, xarvio gives me a plant protection recommendation. For example, in winter wheat I select products in the program and I can create plant protection tasks or application maps.
Dann Pflanzenschutzmaßnahmen oder Applikationskarten erstellen. Das heißt, ich gehe hin.
I select a plant protection product, for example the honorary treatment, specify a water application rate, specify an application rate of the product, a maximum application rate, and the program helps me to supply the zones in the area that have a high crop density with more plant protection product, and to supply zones with a lower crop density with less plant protection product. Application maps are created via satellite images which are available for me. I select them and I can change them if the proposed values do not suit for me. These maps are saved in xarvio, and then I can send these maps to the agrirouter. The employee can use the My agrirouter app to receive the data from the agrirouter and transfer it via wireless LAN to the Amatron 4 terminal. The application map is now on the Amatron 4 and the driver can take a look at the map and use it in the field immediately. When the tasks are finished on the field, the driver can send the as-applied map back to the agrirouter. This as-applied map can be picked up by me from the agrirouter in the office, and I can use it in my farm management software.
So in the video, we've also heard about the Xarvio Field Manager. Caspar, could you explain what is Xarvio and the Field Manager?
xarvio Digital Farming Solutions was founded in 2015, and we are a German-based company with offices all over the world. We provide for over 3.7 million farmers agronomic data via our products. At the moment, we have 3 main products in the market. The first product is our xarvio Scouting app, which is the #1 problem identifier in the market at the moment. Our second product is our xarvio Field Manager, which I will explain in a minute. And then our last product is xarvio Healthy Fields, where we combine the Field Manager with a guaranteed plant health for winter wheat and winter barley. With this xarvio Field Manager, the farmer has the possibility to access field data through satellite imaging. We support the farmer in every step of the production, starting at the seeding, where the farmer has the possibility to create variable rate seeding maps based on current biomass maps or historic yield potential maps. Also, we provide the farmer with the possibility to create variable rate application maps for fungicide, plant growth regulator applications, and also fertilization. With the spray timer, we have the possibility to give recommendations to the farmer based on satellite imaging, based on weather data, and the data that the farmer will integrate into the system by himself. We have the possibility to provide him recommendations for dosing and for timing, and even for the right product that he has to use.
So, Caspar, during the last weeks, we also had some other software providers here. So, actually, what's the difference between your Field Manager and other farm management systems?
So, what makes the Field Manager unique is our agronomic decision engine. This means that we collect all the data that we can get from satellite imaging and weather data and integrate this into our models, which then will calculate the disease risk in the field, and will, based on this, will then give recommendations on what to use, how to use, and how to spray it on the field with variable rate application.
So thanks for the moment. We are now going back to our use case, variable crop protection application. So Johannes, which steps must be done to send an application map to our machine via the agrirouter?
Yeah, so first of all, the farmer needs to have an agrirouter account, and I can show you here on my screen how to create an account. So therefore, it's very easy. We have a small icon here on the top, and when you click on that, then you can register, create a new account. We have already done that. So it's typical that you need to improve your email address of GDPR reasons. And after you have created an account and give your individual password, then you can log into your agrirouter account, and now so I log in my account. So he don't ask me now for my credentials because I was already logged in. So this is also a comfortable situation. Now we see the agrirouter user interface, and the agrirouter interface has a control center. This is the most important one. I come later to that. We have a part for working together with a contractor, so I can invite my contractor or another farmer to connect agrirouters. I have some learning material and remote maintenance and account management. So this is typical. So that's all. And then we click here on the control center, and we see we have already one endpoint. So we call that endpoint, and this endpoint is now xarvio Field Manager. So, but this is not enough because we want to send data from Casper's xarvio Field Manager to the machine of Amazon, and therefore we need to create an additional endpoint, and therefore we want to connect a telemetry connections, and therefore I click here on telemetry connections, and now I see an overview of the existing telemetry connections the farmer can use. In our use case today, we need to choose our agrirouter because this is running on the device of Gregor. And now we see here a so-called registration code, and this registration code we now put in the app of on Gregor's smartphone. And after then typing in, then we have an additional endpoint. So Gregor, the registration code is 8440DO. AAC and last 2. So Gregor puts now in the code, and he click on OK on his smartphone, and then it needs some seconds, and we see here additionally an additional endpoint. So it's called my agrirouter, and it's the date and the time. And I rename it that I have a better overview in my agrirouter, and I rename it to my agrirouter Gregor's device. So, and I make a confirm, and now we see we have 2 endpoints. So in the endpoint of Gregor, it automatically goes to the machine group, because this is a device to connect the machine to the agrirouter, and the xarvio Field Manager is automatically in the software group. And this both groups, so the software group and the machinery group, are linked to each other on the pre-setting of agrirouter. So no farmer needs to have to create an account, create a routing. This is already done. The farmer only needs to have an additional routing when he wants to send something, for example, from one machine to another one, or from a software to another software. This is also possible, and therefore he needs to go to the agrirouter account and create an own routing. But for the normal setting, sending data from a software to a machine or vice versa, no routing needs to be created by the farmer, so he can start it immediately. And we are now in our use case here ready to go.
Okay, sounds totally easy. And now we are going to see a red cross between the smartphone and the terminal on the right-hand side. So Gregor, what does it mean?
Exactly, there's a red cross. The red cross means that we have no connection yet made from the My agrirouter app, so from the smartphone, to the terminal. The connection from agrirouter is created, but the connection from terminal to smartphone, not yet. I will show you now how to do this. We see here in front of me the Amazone Amatron 4 terminal. We need to go here to the settings and activate the Wi-Fi connection, because I plugged in the Wi-Fi adapter. Then we switch back to our terminal, and like you all know, when you connect to a Wi-Fi, go to the Wi-Fi settings, wait until the smartphone is searching for Wi-Fi. We see here now the Amatron 4 hotspot. It's the name of the hotspot. There's also a code inside. It's very easy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I typed it in, join the Wi-Fi, and then in a few seconds the Wi-Fi is connected. And when I then go back to the My agrirouter app, then we also will see in a second that now the cross is gone and the connection is ready to send data.
All right, so now only the map is missing. Now it's Casper's turn. Could you tell us and show us how to create a map in your Field Manager?
So the first step that you take is that you go on our website, xarvio.com, and you register for the Field Manager. You can also do this via the mobile app. Just download the app and then register there. After you've registered for the Field Manager, you can then integrate your field data, so field boundaries and all the data that's connected to your crop season. And then you can start creating the task. I will show this in my field manager. So as you can see on the left side, I've already integrated all the data regarding my fields. And then I have in the middle selected the field that I want to build the task for. You can see on the beginning of the page, you can see all the data, which BBCH stadium we are at the moment. Then you have the recommendation that has been provided by the field manager via the agronomic decision engine. Underneath, you can see this field status. So for what diseases at the moment do we have a risk in the field? So now to create a task, I just click on the recommendation for fungicides, add on a task. The first step, I then have to select the date for the application, the product, and then you have the possibility to change the dose range. I will just take the dose range that has been recommended by the field manager and have then my application ready. On the left side you can see my application map, and on the right side you can see all the data that I've put in. So the only thing I have to do is just click on save and the task is ready for go.
Ready for go, and let's go on. How to get the map to the terminal now?
Yes, so for this I have to go into the task section. Again, have to select the field and then the task that I want to send over. So now I just click on send and select agrirouter. And then before we have connected already my account to Gregor's devices. So I just have to select the device that I want to send the map to and just click on send map. And now the map should be sent to Gregor's device.
Okay, and therefore I want to know, Gregor, did you get the data?
Yes, the data are received here on my phone. You see it on the screen. There's a orange button that means data are available. And now I have two options. I can send this data to the terminal and after the job also receive the data from the terminal.
Quite easy. What happens now?
Now we can look to the terminal. The data are now on my phone and I want to transfer it to the terminal. That's very easy. Click on transmit data to the terminal. And then we see in the terminal there are data available. You want to import. I click yes. And then the data were transferred to the terminal.
And as we've mentioned, we've got a live demonstration outside with the machine. So Gregor is now going outside to the UX01. Thanks for the moment. We will see you soon. And in the meantime, Kasper is sending a second map. And I've got a question to you. If some of the viewers are interested in trying out your field manager, what kind of options do you offer?
So with our field manager, you have different options. As you can see on my screen, we have three different options. The first, the basic version, where you have the possibility to register for free and you can access the weather data for your field and also all the documentation tools integrated into the field manager. If you want to try the other versions already, you can have 2 fields for free with premium on this farm. Secondly, we have our Pro version, where you also will get regular biomass maps and historical yield potential maps, and have the possibilities to use variable seeding maps and variable fertilization maps. Lastly, we have our Premium version, where you can also enable optimized crop protection timing and also variable crop protection application maps for your field, same as you will get crop growth stage forecasts for your field.
Kasper, one more question regarding application maps and satellite data. Where you get this from?
So the application maps are based on current biomass maps or on historic yield potential maps that you can use for fertilization or for seeding. And they are created from data from several different satellite image provider.
So thank you for the moment. We are now changing to Gregor outside. He's standing in front of our studio with the UX01. Please explain us how the variable application with your machine is realized.
To make a proper variable rate application, the machine needs to have some special technical functions. First of all, we need a GPS signal on the machine. Normally it's mounted onto the tractor, so that we really know where we are on the application map and can choose the right rate from the application map. Then secondly, and this is what our machine has included, a speed-related pressure management. So when the tractor drives faster or slowlier, then the pressure adapts to this, and the rate can keep constantly and can go higher or lower depending on the application map. That's the second point we need. When we go now further to the back of the machine, we see here our boom, and to make a proper application we have to change the rates. And how we do this here with our machine, we have this four-fold electric nozzle body called AMA Select, and the benefit of this nozzle body is that we have different nozzles mounted on this nozzle body, and they are smaller or bigger, so they can bring out different rates. And when we now receive a rate from the application map, the machine decides, okay, it's a very low rate, we take the smaller nozzle, or it's a higher weight, we take a bigger nozzle. And we can also turn on two nozzles the same time when we have very high amount of chemicals to bring out.
Okay, thank you. And what other special features are there about the UX01?
Yeah, besides the mentioned functionalities, our sprayers have also quite good technique here on this boom to make a precise and good application possible. First of all, we have it's called contour control. You see on top of the boom there are 3 ultrasonic sensors on both sides, and with these sensors we make sure that the distance is always the same from the ground to the boom, and that the boom is not floating in a vertical way like this, so it's always plane to the ground, and we can make a precise application. Another benefit of this boom system is the swing stop system. It's located here. It's an hydraulic system, and it compensates the movements of the boom to the front and to the back when we are driving or stopping, and so we have a perfect lying boom with a good distance to the ground and can make a super good application with this sprayer. When we go further to the front of the machine, we have also some nice functionalities here. I'm staying here in front of our filling system, and when I open this system, we see here our Comfort Package Plus. That's a very easy to use and simple way of filling the sprayer. We have a touch screen. Everything can be made here with this touch screen, and filling in the fertilizer or the chemicals is very easily possible here with our powerful injection bowl. We can put here the chemicals inside and then bring it into the sprayer and have then a good filling situation over here. And when we have done this, I think there's a free way to go for the spraying job and do the variable rate application now.
While Gregor gets into the cabin, one more question to Johannes. What happens with the data? Is it stored somewhere?
No, so the data from xarvio is transmitted over the agrirouter to the My AmaRouter app. So if, for example, the My AmaRouter app is not online, so it's not the driver has not started this app, so the data is then stored in the agrirouter for maximum 4 weeks, or the better word is buffering. The data is buffered for maximum 4 weeks. So this is when the machine is not running or the machine is broken, and therefore the data is maximum stored for 4 weeks. After 3 weeks, the farmer gets an information notification in his mailbox where it stands, so please take care of your data, please go to your agrirouter and check if everything is okay. And after maximum 4 weeks, the data is then it's deleted from our agrirouter side. So there is no permanent data storage.
So good to know. Let's now see what the site-specific application looks like. Gregor, one more question to you outside. Can you show us how the order is now transferred to the terminal?
Of course. Kaspar has sent the application map to the My agrirouter app, and I will now transfer the data to the terminal. I confirm now in the terminal, and now the map will be imported.
Okay, while the map is being loaded, Johannes, tell us, what about all the machines and terminals? Are they also possible to get updated?
Yeah, so it's possible to connect the machines with different software or with different telemetric connections. The farmer can find them on our website in the so-called marketplace. So inside the marketplace, there is one section that is called telemetric connection. And we can see that here on my screen. There are a lot of possible solutions the farmer can use to connect his machines. It could be a new one, could be also an older one, because no farmer will buy a new machine to connect it to agrirouter. When he buys a new machine, maybe then he say, okay, I want to have the connection directly via factory. But here is a list of possible solutions on hardware side to connect connect the machines in different ways to his agrirouter account. So he's flexible, but he needs to choose the connection he wants to have on his farm. Different possibilities to connect my machines.
So not only new machinery is able to get connected to the agrirouter, good to know. And now back to Gregor on the tractor. Please show us how the Varial application looks like.
So after importing the application map to the terminal, we see the map now here on the Amatron Twin Display extension. You see in the map that we have different zones with a different color where we will change the rate now when we are driving. And here on the sprayer view we will see the changing rate. And I would say let's spray. So we start now with spraying. We see here changing amount of liters bringing out, and it changes further when we drive into the next application zone. 100 liter down, and this is spraying variable application map with the UX sprayer.
Well done, thanks for this. Gregor, another thing, you also told us about different possibilities to save crop protection products by using innovative technologies. So let's take a look into the future regarding crop protection. What kind of developments are there to save even more resources?
Yeah, of course, I can tell you something. So there are new ways for crop protection because we want to be much more precise than we already are. So we like to treat each single plant and not just the whole field. And we have two developments in this direction here at Amazone. So the first is we call it offline system. So that means we fly with a drone over the fields and detect the weeds and distinguish them from the crop, and then we create an application map based on this drone picture, and this application map we then could send with the agrirouter to our terminal and then apply with the sprayer. And that means we just spray there where the drone detects weeds and not in the rest of the field. And we call it then, we do spot spraying, so the single nozzle switching are already presented, then just switch on these places where weeds are staying. The second development we are also on is, we call it smart sprayer. So it's a development in cooperation with Xarvio and also with Bosch. And we create we call it online system on the sprayer. So Bosch is supplying sensors we put into the sprayer boom, and these sensors or cameras detect online when we are driving over the field if it's a plant or if it's not a plant, and then our machine knows to spray or not to spray if it's a weed instead of a plant. And xarvio has also a task in this cooperation, and the agrirouter could play a role in this when we do an online documentation of this spot spraying with a smart sprayer and sending then the documentation back to a management software via the agrirouter.
So, Caspar, Gregor already mentioned from software side concerning the smart sprayer. What is the part of xarvio?
So basically, we provide the software for the smart sprayer that distinguish between a crop and a weed in the field. So basically saying we get the image of the crop that has been photographed, and then we decide whether this is a weed or it's a crop. And either way, we send the data back to the sprayer, and then we'll activate the spot sprayer.
Okay, and in this case, it makes sense to show a small film. Let's have a look how this smart sprayer looks like and how it works in the field. Very impressive. So this was finally a short outlook into the future of crop protection and further use cases of the agrirouter. And now it's my pleasure to find some closing words. We hope that you've got a lot of good and interesting information about smart farming. And of course, I also want to say thank you in this round and to my studio guests of today and all your great explanations. Please feel free to contact Amazon, DKE Data, or also xarvio if you would like to know more about their machines, xarvio software, or also the agrirouter. And please remember our giveaways of today. Take the chance and subscribe quickly to the Smart Farming newsletter and win the Amatron Connect package from Amazon and a xarvio Field Manager Premium license to digitize your farm easily. And now we are releasing you into the summer break. Further agrirouter Connect events are published on our social media channels, so stay informed, and all episodes are also available on our agrirouter website and on our YouTube channel as well. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a successful season with new great technologies to optimize your working processes. And for that, we are looking forward to see you next time. Goodbye.